Bourbon and Boxing presents. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is finally over. The stage is set. The anticipation is palpable. And the heavyweight division is on the brink of crowning an undisputed champion. Two giants of the ring, two warriors of unyielding determination. And only one can claim the coveted title of undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. The moment of truth has arrived, and the world is watching. So let's get ready to rumble. Join Bourbon and Boxing Saturday morning for episode 63, and Saturday at 6 p.m. as we go live for the main event, Fury versus Usyk with Chef Jeff and Big Spade.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Boxing, episode 63. And we're going to call this the Clash of the Titans, baby, because you have a 25-year and waiting fight going on this weekend, a heavyweight undisputed championship fight brought to you by your boy, Chef Jeff, baby, and
Big Spade.
Yeah, we're going to break this fight down for you guys, man. This is a huge fight. You remember the days when the heavyweight division was a golden division in boxing. Everybody, it was being undisputed at the heavyweight division was like the most epic thing you could do in sports. It seems like it was the greatest feat that you could accomplish in sports. And as I said, it's been 25 years, man. We've seen a huge drop off in the heavyweight division. The last time we seen an undisputed fight was Lennox Lewis versus Holyfield. And that was 25 plus years ago. So here it is. It's a struggle. It's been a struggle. Think about that. 25 years for a division that is considered the top division in boxing. The division that draws the most attention, draws the biggest crowds. And it's been on just a downward slope for 25 years, man. Yeah. And finally, you're going to get the two best guys finally fighting each other the way it should have been. But really, if you think about it, these two guys weren't at the top level when this fight could have happened, you know what I mean, or should have happened. You know, they weren't the top guys. You had AJ, who was the top guy, you know, and then Usyk stepped in. But I don't know, man. It's a huge fight. My opinion is that it's a 50-50 fight. Who's gonna, like, you saw Fury's lost some weight, but I've seen Fury not react to body punches that well. So is that going to be an advantage to Usyk? Does that give it an advantage to Usyk with Fury slimming down, or is it going to make Fury a little bit more mobile and give him the reach advantage that he's going to need to establish that jab against Usyk?
He gonna that jab a bad motherfucker. He gonna get that off regardless. But I think slimming down for him is just shit. Him being in shape. He a heavyweight, so he know how far he could go. You know what I mean? It ain't like he got to drop down to a certain weight. Like, so he know how far he could go where he feel good at. So it ain't no weight. It ain't no weight limit in heavyweight. So
no.
I feel like that, when you come in, when you a heavyweight and you coming in shape and shit, because you know you got a lot of motherfuckers' stomach be over the shorts, and I feel like that's an advantage for you. You should be in shape any time during a boxing match. I don't give a fuck what you screaming. I'm a bit you should be in shape, especially a heavyweight. I ain't gonna expect you to lose like tons of weight because you it's unlimited, but let us see a transformation like, oh yeah, he been working. You know what I'm saying? No big ass gut, and I can't stand when heavyweights do that, bro. I can't stand that shit, bro. I don't like it because I be feeling like, damn, is you really working? Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be working, but is you working? Like, is you taking these jobs? Is you know what I'm saying? But I think
a lot of boys rely on that punch. They know they have a big punch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Opportunity. They ain't prepared to go the distance.
They're like, if I got to go 12 rounds, I'm probably going to lose.
Right.
If it goes 5, I got a good chance because of my
Right.
punch. It's like and even a guy like Dante Wilder, I would say Dante stays in shape, but that's
Oh
worth
yeah, but he a slim dude. He a slim dude though, so
Yeah, he got
he
them
already
chicken legs.
slim.
That's
I
his
could say
worst enemy.
AJ stay in shape. AJ staying.
AJ stays in really good shape. I think he's one that has always had a love for boxing, a pure love for the sport, because he didn't come up in it. He got started a little bit late, went to the Olympics, all that kind of stuff. But he's always had a love for the sport that shows through his aggression, through his anger when he loses, his responses to how he loses. They say a true champion is, measured by not losing, but how you react to losing. And I think AJ has absolutely responded to losing in a way of, hey, I lost and I know what I had to do to get back to that level. But at the time when Usyk beat him, I really didn't think Joshua was at the top level. Wasn't one of the best guys. I kind of thought at that time. I thought him overrated, to be honest with you. I really thought he was kind of overrated. He wasn't and it also goes to the fact that how weak the heavyweight division really was. Really nobody there to fight. You can't, and that's the thing, man. People dog these guys at the heavyweight. They're like, Fury has fought nobody. Well, who the fuck is Fury had to fight? The AJ fight should have been made a long time ago. I agree with that. But the Brits, they don't really care for Fury. You know what I mean? So they don't want to give him that fight there. Or he doesn't have a British boxing license. That's what it is also. So that fight wouldn't happen in the UK. It would have to happen outside of the UK. So I think that's another reason that fight's never happened.
Where this fight at?
Saudi Arabia. That's why it starts at 12 o'clock tomorrow, guys. 12 p.m. start time in the US. No, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you at work? Boy, it doesn't. The main card until 6 p.m. What time you getting off? You're gonna be tired as hell during that main event.
Hell no, I'll be good. I get off for like 2.
Shit. You'll be good to go. Get you a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, because guess what? Tomorrow, guys, we're going live, bro. We're going live for the main event. Me and my boy Spade, we're gonna talk to you guys. Now, I don't know if I can legally on YouTube show you guys any footage, but we can, analyze it for you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna analyze it because I don't really be seeing people show footage. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't think legally they'll cut it out of YouTube. We'll get like a letter saying that we have to take the video down, shit like that. Even though I feel like I paid for this fight, what I mean? I paid ESPN pay-per-view for it. I should have had the right to be able to do what the fuck I want with it after I purchase it. I truly believe that. As long as I'm not making copies and selling it to motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like, I paid for it, I should be able to air it. Like, fuck that. It's like I buy, like, all I'm doing is borrowing the fight. Like, I ain't even buy it. I just borrowed it. You know what I mean? Like, I paid $70 to borrow this fight. But anyways, we are going to go live at 6 p.m. That's when the main event is scheduled to start. Here in the U.S., UK time is different. They'll get it on our time. But man, give us your prediction, Big Spade. Who you got? Tell us why, how. Break it down for us, my guy.
I'm gonna just say who I got.
Break it down for us, my dude. Break it down.
I can't really break it down, bro, because I ain't hit the Usyk like everybody else is. I seen him fight probably one time, if the whole fight, and that's when that body shot landed on him, and he.
We saw the body shot. Yeah,
and then like that's the only fight. Like I don't, I ain't really know. I done seen Tyson Fury though. I like how he fight. I like how he move, how he box. Yeah. Bigger man. He ain't got good boxing skills, techniques. He's smart. He's smart as hell. Yeah. He probably gonna. I got Tyson Fury, man. I don't know. Dude, man, might be a hype, man. He really, man, I don't know, man. Because Tyson Fury is a real deal heavyweight. See, I ain't sold on the AJ shit, the Anthony Joshua shit, because he done lost before that, like to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if he really take shit. Was he taking it serious when he fought Usyk? Like, I don't know. I can't tell you. but he lost in a rematch. So it's like, you feel me? Like, I don't know about him. Like, but I'm going with Tyson Fury just how off of what I seen, what I know. And if he go to that boy body, it might be a slow night because he got a weak body. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's such a 50-50 fight, man. It's hard for me.
Not everybody's saying that. I think y'all just throwing this hype on this man.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not a Usyk fan at all, bro. Like, I 1000% agree that the Anthony Joshua fights, that it wasn't a showcase of true heavyweight. Tyson Fury is a true heavyweight champion. He is a true heavyweight, and don't matter what generation Tyson Fury would be in, he'd be a top heavyweight in any era, despite what people try to say, all that bullshit. He is a true. He's very mobile. He's got quick hand speed. For a guy who's 6'9", he can box. He is a true heavyweight boxer. That's why I don't go against Fury. I
6'9", 6'9", bro.
Yeah, he's 6'9", bro. He is fucking huge, bro. Like, yeah, the very first time I watched this guy, and I'm talking, maybe 10 years ago when I saw him, and I'm like, who's this big white ass freak in the ring? Like, what the fuck is this? And like, he was bald. He looked like Uncle Fester, pale as fuck, throwing this big ass jab longer than a fucking tree. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And his name stuck out to me, but I kind of let it go to the wayside, didn't pay much attention to him. Years later, I'm like, fucking here this dude is again. And he was a real deal. And I looked up his stat. He's 6'9", bro. He's coming into this fight 266 fucking pounds. That's him trimmed down. He comes into fights 300 fucking pounds. But like we said, I truly think he is 100% a true heavyweight. This is going to be the first true fight at heavyweight for Usyk.
Not saying I ain't gonna say that because
I'm gonna say Joshua. Okay, yeah,
you can't say that.
Wait, he is a true heavyweight, but I don't think his level was on Fury's level. If Fury doesn't take that time off of boxing, go through a depression and a drug rehab and alcohol and all that motherfucking bullshit, he's the king of that heavyweight division, hands down. I think he could have beat Joshua in Joshua's best prime, whatever, before Joshua lost or anything. I think he could have beat Joshua. I still think right now the style makes the fight and he beats Joshua anyways. But I take him in this fight because I'm not going to like Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. In a way, certain guys I'm not going to bet against until they lose, until I see them lose a fight. But I will tell you, Usyk is the real deal. The disadvantage, his size. He doesn't have the size that a Joshua would have or Deontay Wilder would have. So he is going to have to find a way to get inside. He has immaculate footwork.
That's what I heard. I heard he could box too.
Yeah, he can move. He can box.
See, that might make a good fight for Tyson Fury, but I'm sure Tyson.
Well, he's gonna keep Tyson moving.
Fury gonna be prepared for that because I heard he be.
That's why he's sitting down.
No, he be sparring. What's his name that just won? That we like he been looking good. That beat Deontay Wilder.
And just want to just beat Parker.
Yeah, Parker. He can
box. Yeah. Him and Parker are real good friends too. Yeah.
So he can box too. So he probably prepared for that.
Yeah,
but we gonna see. We definitely gonna see them all.
Usyk, like I said, his foot movement, his hand speed. He's a very high IQ boxer, but I think the size will be too much. The reach will be in the advantage of Fury. Him slimming down could either be an advantage to him to be able to move, be a lot more mobile, stick and move, stick that jab, move, stick that jab, move, and then catch him with a counter uppercut coming inside with that length. I mean, he can, with the head movement that Usyk has, because he has really good head movement too, but you can also catch him with that jab uppercut. You know what I'm saying? So if Fury can utilize that uppercut and jab and then set it up with that jab and then utilize it with a nice uppercut, I think he could end the fight midway through My predictions is it's hard to say it's going to go 12 rounds, but I'll take Fury with a ninth round stoppage, late round stoppage. That's what I'm going to take. But I take Fury overall.
can't get no prediction. I can't get no prediction. I can't. Cause I ain't never. I can't. I don't want to doubt, dude. But I just know what Tyson Fury had. Tyson Fury looking like he's serious. Man. He in his bag right now, man.
He's taking it serious, man. There's no doubt. You see his weight. I mean, you see the shape that he's in. But you know how you can't really tell by him talking or what he says because one day he's like, "Oh, this fight don't mean shit to me. I win, I go home, ain't shit different." Then the next day, he's like, he's a little man, he can't touch me, he's all cocky. And then the day after that, he's like, "Oh no, Usyk's a good fighter. It's gonna be a good fight." So you don't know where Tyson doesn't really reveal where he's at. You know what I mean? He's all over the place. It keeps you guessing. What do you take from his father headbutting that little dude trainer for the Usyk team?
I ain't even see it. I ain't see none of their press conference.
His father's wild. He's literally banned from the U.S. So when Tyson fights in the U.S., his father's not even allowed to come. Yeah. Yeah. He's wild, bro. He's wild.
Banned him from the U.S., bro.
Yeah. He's wild, bro. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like he's one of them dads that tries to live through his son, but I don't know. Maybe his son's just a spitting image of him, is what it is. But
I don't get
he
that.
and
I
just
don't get that live through your son shit.
I don't get it either because if my son grows up to be a fighter, my daughter grows up to be a fighter, I'm not a hype man. I'm not gonna sit in the back and be like, "Yeah, you can't touch him. You can't touch him." Like, nah, man. I'm gonna let my kid speak for
Yeah,
themselves. I don't like a father speaking. I love a father being with their kids, being involved with their kids in a sport like that. But I think a lot of them should take a step back from the microphone and not make it about them. Let their kids get that shine.
Yeah, I get that. I get what you're saying. I get it, but some people be like, you living through your son as far as like have motherfuckers work the work ethic they want their son to have. That's what I'm talking about. I feel like you supposed to live through your kids though. You supposed to live through your kids supposed to live through you. Ain't nothing wrong with living through your kids if you doing it like in a positive way. There's nothing wrong with it. If you get your kid to the point where you know they can get to and they get there, there's nothing wrong with living through your kid. Now, if you living through your kid where I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't be getting when people say that, bro. Like,
I guess for me, there's a line. There's got to be a line. You're right. You can live through your kid.
oh no, I get
You
it
can
though.
live through your kid as far as one, like for me, I lived through my kid to learn everything that I did wrong to be better than me in
Yeah,
life. Like,
yeah,
okay, I strive for my kids to be 100% better than what I am. You know what I mean? To outdo anything I do in life. I do vicariously, and especially with boxing. I love boxing. I don't force it on my kids, but yeah, I'd love for one of them, like my daughter, she's taking it up more than any of them. So yeah, I do in a way like, oh man, yeah, I love that, and I'm like, man, I hope she does. And in a way, you are, you're because you inspired them to do something like that, right? You inspired them like they're all the fathers inspired all the boxers who had their father behind them. They were inspired by their father to join the sport to get in the sport of boxing, and that's been their backbone, their support system, their whole career. Uh, and I think 100% you can live vicariously through your kids, but you got to know at some point, like, I get we can allow our emotions to get us sometimes, and then we speak out and we but like Devin Haney's father, he wasn't so mouthy a while ago. But
I give you a perspective then, like Earl Spence father, then you got a motherfucker like Devin Haney daddy. But is Devin Haney daddy wrong?
no, he ain't never wrong speaking
Because
up
he
for your
gonna be a
son.
boy. So it's like Devin Haney, you got a motherfucker like Earl Spence dad, and you got a motherfucker like LeVar Ball, and you got a motherfucker like Devin Haney, like Bill Haney. But is they wrong?
No, and not at
And
all,
living
because
through their
in
kids,
the
and
end,
they got their
they have
kids
the
to
best
the
interest
best
of their
point of
kids.
life, to the point where they knew they could get they. I don't get that living through your
Yeah.
kids shit, bro. It ain't
Well,
that no such that is not no that's not no good. That's not no good thing. Like, it's if a motherfucker told me that, bro, I'd be pissed. Like, you live trying to live. No, I'm not. Because I
trying to
know
live
why. I know how my
you can.
son, how great my son could be. It might
Yeah.
seem like that to you because you don't know my son. You don't know you don't know what make him cry. You don't know what make him strong. You don't know how he push. You don't probably know his mindset. You don't know how he think. But I do. So yeah, to you it's gonna make it seem like I'm probably trying to live through my son. At the end of the day, I'm pushing my son because I know the buttons I could push for him to be great. So that
Yeah.
living through your son shit, I think that's just some hater shit. Especially when you done made it with. Now, if you say you try to make it through your son and it ain't work, or you was living through your son and look what it ain't getting nowhere, then that's kind of like. But when you say I'm living through my son when he done reached the top, what the fuck do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
you get what
But
I'm
I mean,
saying?
yes,
But I get
I
what
do.
people saying, bro.
100% get what you're saying, because as a person whose father was not in my life, you know what I
Right,
mean, he wasn't there. That I look at every, like, for me, like, I wouldn't miss a minute of my fucking kid's life.
right.
Every moment of their life I want to be part of. But I grew up without a father, so I knew how that felt not to have a dad. And
Yeah,
I look at people who had their dad and their life and everything that their dad was doing with them. And I always envied those people. So in a way, maybe it is, like you said, maybe it is hate. Maybe it is me going, damn, bro, like I didn't have that. So
yeah.
I don't
You
really
would never
understand
know how it
that
feel.
feeling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
You don't know how
exactly.
that feel as
People never
you being a
understood
kid.
it, because
Yeah,
I
that
didn't have my real
structure.
dad. But I will give a shout out to my stepdad. He was cool as fuck. And
Shout
he's
out to
still
him.
that's who
Yeah,
my kids know as grandpa. So I
yeah,
won't take that away from my dad, who I consider my real dad, my
yeah,
stepdad.
yeah.
I won't
Shout out
take
to
that away
him.
from him. Shout
Right.
out to him, sure. But my real father, who should have been the dude stepping up, being there in
Yeah,
my life, encouraging me to do better things, encouraging me to be the best that I can be. And that's exactly what you're saying these dads basically do. They're not living through their kids, they're just pushing. They know their kid better than anybody.
yeah.
That's a great perspective. That's why we a team, motherfuckers. Because when I say
Listen,
something stupid,
and
he'll be
then
like, let's level it out.
yeah, and then listen to this though, because I'm gonna go to basketball. Then they said Jalen Brunson for the Knicks, his daddy used to make him do shit that he hated, moves he hated, moves he doing to this day. And guess
Yeah.
what? It's working.
Yeah, yeah.
And guess
Okay.
what?
Big time
And
in
how
New
could
York.
you tell this man, oh, you trying to live through your son? How? And when I already been to the NBA,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
already lived the
Yeah.
life that he's living.
Yeah.
I might not, he might be better than me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pushing it. I'm living through him to be better than me, motherfucker. So yeah, I'm living through my
Well,
son, and my son is living through me. Fuck do people be talking about? That ain't no good, bro. That shit ain't not motherfucker
that's
can
kind
never
of like
tell.
John Morant's dad. He took a lot of criticism coming out of the draft, where he was telling his son, "You good, but you ain't great, motherfucker. You ain't
Right,
great." And
right.
he was keeping him humble, but he took a lot of criticism over that. People saying, "Oh, why would you tell your son that? Why would you speak to your son like that?" And Ja was like, "Look, man, this is just the way he keeps me humble. Is, I come home, score 40 points in a game. Well, how many assists did you have? You know what I mean? Did you help your other
Yeah.
team score, or was it just about you?" And just kind of humble him out a little bit. And I thought
Right,
those
because it
stories,
ain't just about you. It's a team
yeah,
game.
exactly. Like, he was teaching him the parts of the game. You know what I mean? That he wasn't like, okay, I can score 40, but yeah, you can score, but are you getting your team involved? You know what I mean? Are you being a team guy? Like, there's more than just scoring to the game. But yeah, he took a lot of criticism over that. So I get where you're coming from, your perspective. I like,
I get the
uh,
other shit. I get the other
yeah,
shit, but that ain't good to say. It's not living through because I'm gonna live through my kids. Hell yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to live through my kids and my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
here for that. That's what we have them for, to live through them. When we
yeah, yeah.
get old, we're
Parents,
living through them.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying? We
I
might
agree.
be we
For
living through
me, I would
they
just,
here for us. We can live
yeah,
through them.
Yeah, and I guess everybody handles it different. For me, I would be more of a background dude. I wouldn't be too much up with. I would
Yeah,
kind
you
of let
would
my
be like
kids
Earl
have it.
Smith's dad.
I'll
Yeah.
just be kind of in the back. Hey, you do your thing. I ain't here
You
to
see?
speak. And if you come to talk to me, then I'm gonna like. I get hyping your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I like the way Lopez's dad kind of speaks. You know what I mean? He'll hype the fuck out of his son. Like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he a
And then
motherfucker too.
he'll try to get another fight. And, he's the one that pretty
He a
much got that
motherfucker too, though. He's a motherfucker, bro.
I think he's bad in the
I
corner.
think
He's
he
no
just
better
don't
than
he
these
just
people
don't got
stepping.
that. He don't got that mouthpiece for real like Bill Haney. But that motherfucker, he be saying some shit. He be talking shit, bro.
Well, his
He
worst,
be woo, he be talking. Hey,
his corner is
he'll make
Bison.
a motherfucker want to beat Teofimo ass, bro. You know they said Keyshawn Davis knocked him out. Knocked
Like, I want to see that fight happen, man. Well,
no,
I
I'm
do.
saying he knocked Teofimo dad out.
You know, Taylor, man, is that true though? Because
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
you knock your dad out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Keyshawn ain't want to talk about it for real, but it got brought up some type of way. But yeah, he put paws on him. Yep.
All over that shit that happened in the Taylor's last fight.
Nah, this
When
was when they was young. This was I think when they was that this was
yeah, because they had
young.
beef in
You
Taylor's
know, if
last
it
fight.
would have happened now, if it would have happened now, that would have been all through the shit.
All over,
Yeah,
shit, all over.
yeah.
Uh, all right, man. So my prediction is that I'm going to take Tyson Fury in the 9th round. It's hard to narrow down the rounds and say an exact round, but
All right, let me
overall, I'm
say
gonna take
around. I'm
Tyson
gonna say
Fury
Tyson Fury and 7.
7. That's a good one. We're going to see if the weight loss is going to benefit or hurt Fury. And I think we're going to see the same Usyk as we expect to see, a very active, aggressive guy, smart ring IQ. He's going to know when to step back and try to avoid that jab. And he's going to try to find a way to get inside Tyson and go for the body on him, in my opinion. It's really his only chance. But if you're Tyson, I'd set him up with that jab and look for that fucking mean uppercut to sleep him. That would be what I would look for if I was Tyson Fury. Set that jab, get that fucking mean uppercut while he's moving that head, catching. You know what I mean?
You know
Like
what?
Douglas did Mike Tyson. You remember that? When Douglas got Mike Tyson, he did the exact same fucking thing. He set him up with a jab and he hit him with that fucking uppercut. And we know Mike had some of the best head movement you ever seen. So that's where I kind of got that, like looking at that fight, like, dude, if he utilizes that jab and catches him with it, because Mike is the only person I've seen with that type of, with a nice little head movement like Usyk has.
Man, his head movement was no Diddy, but that shit was his head movement was too much, bro. He coming in like this,
Oh, then he came
bro.
that.
It ain't no. You feel me? The little, you know what I'm saying? Off the
Yeah, it was
line.
hard to catch him
He
in a
coming
rhythm.
like this, like
Yeah. And well, because what's his name had him on that rope shit a lot, bro. And then he said that he would stand in front of a mirror for hours, bro, and just practice his fucking head movement for hours in a mirror. And
his
that's all
head
he
was
was,
never on the
bro.
line.
Nah, he was a beast though with it. But that's who kind of made me think, the way Tyson moves his head is kind of the way Usyk moves his head. But you can catch that. You can catch that. Buster Douglas showed
If you
catch that shit.
time a
If you
motherfucker
time it, you can catch it.
where if they head going the same way,
Mm.
yeah, that's why you
Yeah,
gotta switch it up. And,
2,
and
1, 2,
sometimes you
1.
gotta, yeah, sometimes you
Yeah.
gotta switch it up though. You gotta go this way with your head that way. And you feel me? Do all type of different shit. Which that should be hard, man. Boxing's so hard, bro. Cause it's like
Well,
you could
think of
fight
so much.
in your head. You know what I'm saying? You might forget to move that motherfucker. Like that's
Yeah,
why it's repertoire. Like you gotta practice and practice it. Like motherfucker think boxing gonna come over time. No, it's not, bro. You can look great as an amateur kid, but it's so much shit you gotta learn, bro. You gotta learn how to make
You
that
got
back
this
leg and that power come from right here from these legs. You gotta know how
shift
to
that power.
turn that hook right and when it's shorted, how to short it. You
How
gotta
to move from feet to
man, how to squeeze your
right
toes.
angle. Yeah.
Man, it's so much shit in that shit, bro. Like That shit.
And then, like you say, you turn
average, bro.
while you're in the ring, you're trying to make sure your head, like, punch, move your head. Stay
Yeah,
still, don't move your head. Punch, move your
yeah,
head. At the same
yeah,
time, senior fighter trying to, get his rhythm down, counter him, figure out how you can counter him, know what he's throwing, blocking at the same time. You know what I
yeah.
mean? While moving your head,
Because I
and think
seen
about
this one,
that.
this
Just
coach.
doing that.
He was showing a motherfucker, which I done seen before. When he throw his jab, he moving his head, but I'm like, bruh, that's awkward. Like I like to be right here, throw the jab, quick, boom, and move. Like throwing a punch and then moving up like that. Like basically he throwing it, boom. Then he'd throw the jab, boom, and move to the side. But it's like, well, I ain't stepping either though, but he is step like, but his head over here. When that's like, damn, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's so
It's
much shit.
so many different trainers with so many different aspects. That's one thing I do respect about Bill Haney is that he's allowed Devin to be trained by so many different people. Because that's the one thing about boxing, man, is there's so many different styles that you can learn so much from, and learning every style you can, I think, could be very beneficial to any boxer, not just being, a one-sided fighter, who's a great defensive guy. But I think that's what you see now in a lot of fighters. I think that's the
Hey,
athleticism that we see now. Go ahead.
speaking on that, and they said, dude, Devin had need a new trainer or whatever. I don't feel like his dad should have a problem with all the motherfuckers he done had training. If he feel
No, I
like
don't think if
like
they truly
you,
feel. Yeah.
like me, if my son was to box, continue to or started back boxing, right? I have an eye for certain shit, but I wouldn't be his trainer because I didn't grow up boxing. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
me.
I wouldn't literally be in his corner like,
Mhm.
oh, you got to get out there and throw. I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like I feel like no, I know somebody that know now. As he learning, I'm gonna be learning. So the shit that the
Yeah.
coach telling him to do, and I don't see him doing it, I'ma learn and I'ma know some shit. Like, bro, he ain't throwing it. Like his hook ain't landing, or he throwing his hook
Yeah.
slow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna know shit, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be in his corner like, yeah, during a fight or something, because I'm not comfortable with that because I don't know everything. Like, and I feel like my eyes would be better on the outside.
Observing, being an observer, and giving him
Yeah,
that
because the
that
coach
ear,
might
that
see
that
something, and I
that
might
word.
see something, but the coach know how to tell him better than I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He might
Well, for
think,
me, like, my grandpa trained me. He was in the Marine Corps. He was a boxer in the Marine Corps. He spent 17 years in the Marine Corps. He boxed. He made it, to where every kid in the family had to learn. But you didn't have to box, but you had to learn. Uh, he made that a mandatory. But I look at it like the same way you do. I don't want to be my kid's trainer. I want to be my kid's
right,
training wheels. I'm going to get them started. I know all the basic shit. I know how to get their footwork right, their hands, their stance correctly. I teach them things like that, their defense, but I'm more their training wheels. I'm going to get them started. They're going to, I'm the what's going to get them rolling. And
yeah,
then I'm going to somebody who does this shit for a living
right,
every day. And then
right.
they're going to take over from there. I just want them to go in with that experience and not be, a greenhorn in the sport. I want them to go in. They know their basics. They know their stance. They know their, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, their roll, not duck. That's what I tell my kids all the time. Do not duck, roll. Don't duck, roll, because
Mm.
ducking to get your head split. And then you're sitting duck. That's literally the word for it. Duck, because you a duck. You down there just sitting while they punch on you. I like for my kids to roll down. But like I said, I want to be their training wheels, and then I want to let somebody take over and be the eyes, and just kind of step back, man, and watch my kids do their thing.
Mm.
If they want to pursue that career, I don't want to push them. I have that thing in my house where we don't push anything on our kids, religion. We let them take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But everybody's got something different, man. All right. We talked about that fight. Now, on that fight, guys, the pay-per-view, you can find the pay-per-view on the Zone pay-per-view. You can find it on Sky Sports pay-per-view. You can also get the fight on ESPN pay-per-view. You can also get it on pay-per-view.com. The fight's going for $70. And the prelims are free. You're going to get 2 fights free on the prelims. That's going to be on the Zone, though. So not really free. You have to pay for a subscription to the Zone. But they'll probably have those fights on YouTube. Now that I think about it, actually, they will have those fights on YouTube. But you're going to get 8 fights on that undercard. 8 pretty good fights also. Pretty decent undercard. Way better than what you paid for a week ago with, or 2 weeks ago with Canelo and Jaime Munguia. You paid $90 for a main card and not such a great undercard. This fight here, guys, is $70 pay-per-view. To me, it's still high for a pay-per-view. Like I said, no pay-per-views should be $30, no higher. But this has got a nice little card with it. So you're at least going to get some good boxing before the main event. So you're going to get somewhat of your money's worth tomorrow if you get that. Like I said, the Zone pay-per-view, ESPN pay-per-view, pay-per-view.com, places like that. You can get it at for a decent price. Starts at 12 p.m. in the U.S. Eastern time. That's going to be 9 a.m. on the West Coast time. And then the main card is going to be 6 p.m. here, 3 p.m. there. So don't miss out on that one, guys. And to top off the night, guys, my favorite fighter at the current time, Emmanuel Navarrete. I like this guy. He's a freak. Moved up to 135, baby. It's not till 10 o'clock. It's a late fight. So you got plenty of time. You can take a nap after that Tyson Fury fight. Take a nap, jump back up about 10 o'clock and catch that fight. It's a late fight. But he's going to be taking on a guy that I'm not 100% familiar with, guys. Barachink is his name. They're both fighting for the vacant WBO vacant title at 135. Big Spade, what's your thoughts on this, man? I know you watched Navarrete before. You, like me, probably don't know much about Barachink, where he came from, how he became a mandatory. But what's your thought?
I hope Navarrete win. So that's all I can say. I hope he wins so he can be in the mix and Shakur could go take that belt. Truthfully.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Navarrete to win. Of course, that's one of my favorite guys. My biggest question is this mandatory shit, though? Let's get into that a little bit. Because what's really the mandatory stuff. We talked about this in the past. You're not a fan of mandatories, and I'm starting not to be a fan of mandatories because you take this heavyweight undisputed title, for instance, right? A week after this fight happens, the IBF is going to strip one of them, whoever wins, of their belt because there's an automatic rematch clause, and they have Philip Hergovic as a mandatory. But answer me this, Big Spade. This is a question that popped up in my head today about mandatories. How can the WBA, WBO, IBF, WBA, or WBC all have different fucking mandatories?
Oh yeah, that's dumb as hell. For the
fucking sport.
Like a motherfucker for PBC should be a mandatory for over here. Like that's dumb as hell. I don't even I'm so sick and tired of talking about this shit because it ain't gonna change. It's just
at the same time,
there's too many hands in it.
Yes, way too many. I've said it before. Get rid of the fucking WBC, the WBA, WBO, IBF. Get fucking rid of all of them. Keep the lineal. That should be the only belt. Should only be one belt per each division. It should be as simple as this. If number one Fury is fighting or even if you have it the other way, Usyk number one fighting number two Fury, right? How the fuck is that guy not the fucking mandatory? One of those guys, how are one of those guys not the mandatory? They're number one, number two in their division. But you're going to tell me Philip Hergovic is a mandatory for the IBF. Like, how? How is Usyk or Fury not the fucking mandatory? And how do these guys have all different people? It's like whoever pays me the most to put their guy at the top is who we're going to put at the top. Because I don't get how these guys are voting. There's not one voting system, right? That should have one vote all the way across. Is that my dude, Eddie? Just popped up on here. No, it made a sound. I got nothing. But yeah, to me, it just doesn't make
sense. Me. That probably was me because laptop going dead. So I was trying to see if I could click on my phone.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. Like you got to have one.
He said, "Was that my boy Eddie? You seen it? I didn't even know it was you."
Because that's the sound it makes whenever like you pop up, like to let me know somebody's popped on.
Oh, let me see, because it probably was me. Let me see.
But yeah, that's what I don't get, man. It's just too confusing. Should be one voting system. You know how these guys choose who they want to be. It's all by choice. It's not by like an actual fair voting system. It's all by, well, this is who I want at number two. Well, this is who I think should be number two. Well, I think this dude, and you'll go down the list, and it'll be, Hergovich, Anthony Joshua, fucking Tyson Fury, Usyk. It's never, none of them ever fucking agree.
Right.
I mean, there's no unanimous decision across the board that everybody thinks this guy's the best, but that's the type of shit that drives me crazy. But like I said, let's hope my boy Navarrete wins. That could set up some big fights against a possible Shakur Stevenson, who has a belt. Tank Davis, if he wins his next fight, Stevenson wins the fight. We saw Lomachenko win his fight. We're going to get into that with you guys now. Man, what we watched was what I thought we were going to watch. My issue is that I told you guys I just didn't think Kambosa was on that level. He was the Buster Douglas of the lightweight division. He had a fight against Teofimo Lopez where he beat the champion, but he was never on that level, in my opinion. I think we saw it against Devin Haney, and we definitely saw it against Lomachenko, who didn't just beat him, but he stopped him with a TKO in the later rounds. Body shot, which made me question because I've always questioned Loma's power coming up to 135. Okay, so I always said that he was a better fighter at 130, in my opinion. I always thought he was a better fighter at 130 than he was 135 because the power just didn't go with him. But man, he put a fucking clinic on Kambosa. He put a clinic, I mean, whooped him like he stole something from him. You know what I mean? Like it was that type of ass whooping. Like you felt bad for Kambosa at a point. Like, God damn, just stop. Like you getting your ass whooped, bro. Somebody throw in the towel. It was like the trainer for Apollo. Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. You know what I mean? I was like, somebody just stop this massacre that's going on right now. But with that being done, it sets up a possible next opponent for Loma. Big Spade, what's your thoughts? Who is the next fight for Lomachenko? Shakur, you think that's the best fight? I've heard Tank Davis. What do you think about Tank? That to me would be the most technical fight.
Yeah, it's Shakur to fight, man. Don't keep trying to take all these fights away from Shakur. Here's
the thing. He talked about everybody but Shakur at the end of that fight. He said, I'd fight Tank Davis. He said, I'll fight Navarrete. He never really mentioned Shakur on that list. Now, Shakur's been saying
what fight gonna be easy for him to make? Out of all three of them fights,
they're both with Top Rank.
Navarrete
or Navarrete are the two easiest fights for him to make. I think they make the Navarrete fight before, and I think that's a very, very bad fight for Loma. I don't know. With Navarrete's awkwardness, I just don't know how that fares out for either of the guys. Like, because Loma's a get inside, technical fighter, and Navarrete is just an unorthodox, throw a fucking uppercut from the other side of the ring and hit you with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I think Shakur versus Loma is the best matchup, the most technical fight that you could put together. Both great defensive guys, both great hand speed, great foot speed, very smart ring IQs. I would definitely favor that fight. The Tank fight, I think Tank possesses too much power, and he would catch Loma, and that's all he would
Loma going night.
He would definitely go nap. He'd be sleeping. His trainer would bring out the
going night. Shakur gonna beat his ass. He might as well get that payday. I mean, if you want the payday, go with Tank. If you willing to see if you still got it and you as great as you say you is, and you still ready to retire, fight Shakur. I mean, if you're trying to get another belt, if you want to try to get undisputed again or whatever, fight Shakur because he got the
Yeah.
WBC. But
Mhm.
I
Don't have
think
it.
he end up fighting Neverate. I don't
I think. Well, I think it's look, him and Shakur are both with Top Rank. It's easier
Neverate
to.
is too, ain't he?
Yeah. So all three of them guys are with Top Rank. Loma, Navarrete, Shakur. So those are obviously the two easiest fights to make in house. The Davis fight to me is more of a fantasy fight because I don't remember the last time PBC worked with ESPN.
That's
Top,
not gonna happen.
I don't remember that happening
That's
anytime
not gonna happen.
I can remember, and any time in the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, I don't remember that happening. So that is more of a fantasy fight, in my opinion, because you got two platforms that aren't going to work together. It's either going to be on ESPN or it's going to be on Amazon. They're not going to meet in the middle. Like, but this is where hold on, I say that,
Can I
but
say something real quick?
Go ahead.
One thing I don't want to happen is Shakur was to fight Loma. I don't want him to sign no long-term contract where they try to make him sign a loan just to fight uh Shakur. I mean to fight Loma. And then it's like, okay, Neverate. You got Neverate in the mix too, right? So it's like, all right, but y'all just let bum ass Combosas fight Loma
Yes.
to see who win that title, but y'all like, I mean, well, y'all let Shakur fight for a title too. Y'all got to start now throwing this shit in the mix, like, because
Yeah.
Tank got the WBA, and
Mhm.
then the rest of them three got the, you know what I'm saying? They got the belts, so it's
Yeah.
like,
What is it? The
like,
WBC core
if y'all
has
gonna
the.
let Shakur, if
No.
y'all gonna let Shakur collect all three of them, and then do something, and then he go over there and fight Tank because he got the
Well,
belts, or how this shit gonna
we
work?
talked about ESPN not working with Top Rank, not really working with Pro Box. Uh, so would that be an issue making the Shakur Tank fight? Because that situation there. But what I have seen the last couple weeks, the last couple pay-per-views, is that they're even if it's the zone that's the main provider of the pay-per-view, they're allowing ESPN to jump in. They're allowing pay-per-view.com to jump in, other platforms. You know what I mean? So with that being now a thing, could you take a PVC ESPN and you could have it on both platforms? Amazon pay-per-view, ESPN pay-per-view. Or do you think PBC is like, we ain't sharing a fucking thing?
Oh no, I can't even tell you
I think
that.
the move with the times, PBC has to start working with other platforms. This Amazon shit is a fucking disaster, bro. It's a fucking disaster. Amazon is not promoting the fucking product. You literally have to look it up. They got it hid in the fucking back of the fucking warehouse. That's where they got PVC
That's
boxing at.
cool, but I bet you they gonna sell.
You,
I
they're
bet you.
they're somewhat their pay-per-view sales aren't that good right now. I think they fucked up with that first
Who
fight
fought
being
on pay per view for Amazon?
both of their first main fights have been
Who?
pay-per-view.
Who?
Tim Tszyu, Fedor, pay-per-view fight.
Boo.
Canelo, Gia, pay-per-view fight.
Boo.
Munguia and Canelo, pay-per-view.
Boo.
And now
Boo.
you're gonna have Shakur versus or not our Tank versus Frank. That's
Right.
paper.
It's gonna be different.
That's the only
Guess
paper
what? I'm
that
gonna be
should have
honest
been
with you. I'm gonna
Shakur.
be honest with you. Listen. Ain't no black people checking for no fucking Tim Zoo and fucking Fedor.
That's
So
why it should have been fucking free.
listen though. Just listen. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Ain't no black people looking for Canelo to fucking fight who he fought. So that's taking the black people out of the mix for real. And not
Alienate.
and not black, and I'm not saying black people for as like me that know boxing. I'm talking about black people that just want to see it, something exciting and see somebody get their ass beat.
Yeah.
Now watch when two black fighters fight Plus, you got
Right.
Devontae Davis that's electrifying, that sells out.
Yeah.
Watch how that's high. Watch how. Come on, man. We saying Fedor and Tim Zoo.
But
Come
you can't
on.
fight. But you can't fight Tank 8 times a year. So is that going to be your only fucking selling point? Tank fucking Davis?
Nah,
You gotta have more to sell, bro. You
fights.
gotta stop
They
pay per
gotta
view.
find the right fights. They gotta find the right motherfuckers to fight each other. But all they fighters is like
Now tell me
going
this.
down fucking hill, bro. You gotta think. You had
Okay.
Earl Spence. You had the Torlo brothers. You got
still got
Carnelo.
Crawford.
You got
still
Carnelo.
Crawford.
You got Carnelo, but he ain't fighting motherfucking
Now does Canelo
Benavidez.
versus
And then
Benavidez,
guess what?
does
We
that
talking
sell to the
about
back?
that. You talking about the two. Oh, my bad to cut you off too. But you talking about them two fights, right? With Amazon first. Was the undercard on them fights weak as fuck for real? Hold on. Just answer the question. Was
the
the
first
matter of
one?
fact, fuck the
No.
undercards? Was the co-main events on them fights trash?
The Tim Tszyu fight was disappointing because he got the cut on his head. It changed the Tszyu.
No. That was the main event.
Oh, you talking about the undercard? The
main events on them two fights. I don't even remember who was the co-main. Who was the co-main?
That's a hard question for me.
Oh no. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. It was rolling in.
Super Thurman was a pretty good undercard. I was excited about the Canelo undercard because there was a couple guys I wanted to really watch. Stan Onis, Mario Barros. I wanted to see those two guys. So for a avid boxing fan like us, yes, I was excited about the but they were not blockbuster.
The co-main event was cool. I forgot it was Rolly and Pitbull, but guess what?
Rolly Pitbull, and
they was the ones that made the people watch the fight. They was way more known than Fedor and Tszyu, man.
Yeah, because once Thurman was out, it kind of changed the whole perspective of that fight. It really changed the audience of that fight.
So we ain't even gonna count that one. You can't count that because the person that was supposed to fight did not fight.
But that's where I'm saying Amazon fucked up. You should have never had Tim Tszyu Fedor as a pay-per-view fight. Even Tim Tszyu versus Thurman you should introduce your crowd to boxing.
That shouldn't have been a pay-per-view fight anyway. You're right.
Let people get a taste of it and then make them pay $90. You think motherfuckers who aren't boxing fans looked at that Canelo fight on Amazon and said, "Fuck yeah, I'll pay $90 for that bad boy right there." You know what I mean? Fuck no. People wanted no part of that $90 deal. I could not justify myself to pay $90. The undercard wasn't that great, but I did want to see a couple fights on there. But the overall boxing fan, no, the undercards weren't held up. But that's where I think Amazon is fucking up. They gotta stop. They gotta know.
They just gotta figure out their matches, man. They gotta figure out their matches, man. They gotta make some motherfuckers over there fight each other, man. They got the names. They just gotta because Top Rank got the names too, but Top Rank got the names, but at the end of the day, they ain't fighting nobody. They ain't fighting. They take their time with these motherfuckers.
Well, think about Top Rank too. Top Rank isn't competing with movies and shows and other entities that aren't sports. ESPN is a sports platform. So when they're on there, it's sports fans that are watching that platform. So they know what they're looking for, what they want to watch, their interests. They're already interested in what they're showing. Amazon, that's 300 something million subscribers, but they might be movie fans, show fans, buy fan, like people that just like to buy shit. You know what I mean? Like they're not really, how many of those are true avid sports fans? So it's a different platform to try to sell. But I think if Netflix comes in, think about this. If Jake Paul and Mike Tyson gets over 100 million fucking views, it's going to blow Amazon first event, second event, and a Tank Davis fight out of the fucking water. I think it changes the whole perspective. That if Netflix comes along has a successful showcasing with their live sport event with Jake Paul, Mike
But
Tyson,
they ain't
and
gonna do it again, though, bro. You got to
dude,
think.
they're going to. Well, they wanted
You gotta think
PBC.
of the names that's fighting, bro.
Well, but that's the thing. You have Jake Paul,
Right. What
who's,
they gonna do after that?
I mean, he's Jake Paul. You got a bunch of fucking
He's
minions.
Mike Tyson.
Now,
I'm saying, what they gonna do after that? After that event, what event can they do throw after that? Who they gonna go get?
you could, as for Jake Paul, you could attract more professional fighters to your promotional team, right? He's got Amanda Serrano. Look what he's done for Amanda Serrano. She's made more money than Clarissa Shields has made. The GOAT of women's boxing. Amanda Serrano with Jake Paul has made more money than any female fighter in history. He's put her on a fucking map. If other guys out there coming up, young guys, making a name for themselves, see that this guy can put them on a platform that no motherfucking other promotional company can do.
Ain't
In a
nobody watching that shit, bro.
worldwide, in a
Ain't nobody
worldwide.
watching that shit.
I'm telling you,
Motherfuckers is watching Jake Paul. He gonna have to have somebody else on there. Ain't nobody watching nobody.
you're watching
Oh,
Amanda
he
Serrano.
got to bring the one little dude. He was fucking trash, bro. Like
Which one?
he was
I
an
can't think.
actor. Then he wanted to do the boxing career. He was
Oh,
fucking trash.
yeah, that's horrible. If he like, but
It's
that's what
gonna
I'm
have to
saying.
be Jake Paul fighting somebody for that shit to keep selling. Ain't
I don't
nobody
even
else
think.
watching that shit with no other fighters.
To me, Jake should get away from being a boxer. He should go directly into promoting. Not saying that he shouldn't box, but in my opinion, he could be a really good promoter in boxing because we saw what he's done with Amanda Serrano. So it's like if you look at that, he could get you attention that other platforms aren't able, especially with the younger audience. You know what I mean? Not just the older, but the younger audience that he can bring to you. He could set Netflix off on a pace that shoots them above their competition because not only the viewerships that they have, but you're eliminating pay-per-view. If I could say there's one handicap in boxing that stops a lot of people from fucking with it, it's pay-per-view because nobody wants to pay $70 and not know who the fucking undercard is. Half the undercard you don't even fucking know, right? You know what I mean? If you're just a casual fan, you probably don't know any of the undercard. So you're basically going to pay $70 for one fight. Unlike us as fans, I'm paying for 9 fights tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Well, 10 fights altogether. I'm paying for 10 fights altogether tomorrow that I want to watch. But the average fan doesn't want to pay $70 for a fucking pay-per-view event for one goddamn fight, bro. Like,
Right.
it's just, I think Netflix could set a standard if they get the views. And like you said, it is Mike Tyson. It could have a huge backlash. You could have a fucking 100 million people watch Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Then you could put another Jake Paul event on and only have 20 fucking million people watch it. You are correct about that. It could be because of the name Mike Tyson. We know it's because of the name Mike Tyson more than it is Jake Paul, but it's the name Mike Tyson that is drawing everybody because everybody knows who Mike is, right? Even the younger generation knows Mike fucking Tyson. You know what I'm saying? From the younger to the older generation, that's our guy. And even the younger people are like, yeah, they know who Mike is. So it could be a hype thing with the right guys in the right place at the right time, or it could be something that propels Jake Paul's promotional company to the next level, teaming up with Netflix, who's on another level, who did make a run for PBC because they are interested in the live sports game. So they're investing the money. If anybody has the money to invest and lose, it's fucking Netflix. So they could give it a shot, and even if they fail, it's not going to really fucking hurt them. On the other hand, if PBC fails on another fucking platform, what do you think that means for
I ain't
them?
about to fail on this platform, bro. Not with no tank fight.
You don't think they
I'm,
had Tank on Showtime?
I'm telling you, Tank and
They had Tank on
Benavidez, they ain't about to fail with no tank, bro. Showtime, that was some whole other shit, bro. That was some shit that they probably couldn't pay their fighters or something. I don't know what the fuck. That wasn't because of that was some other shit.
You know what that was? Paramount bought Showtime, and then they evaluated, and they said they were going to
Well, they
cut any.
brought it. They got brought out. I mean,
Yeah, they bought Showtime, and they made it clear from the beginning when they bought Showtime that they were going to run through anything that wasn't at 30% ratings was going to get cut out, and the boxing was at 28% rating.
yeah,
So
because you got to think too. At a time, a point where boxing was coming off of COVID, and that's what people ain't getting to. Where they say we gotta get more fights. You got to think. A couple of years ago, we was barely getting fights because of COVID, so it had to build back up because motherfuckers was losing sense of the fighters. Like, one too many motherfuckers fighting during COVID. Like, and
well,
then
no, I think
then you got to think the crowds was empty. It wasn't that same excitement. Like, you watch it, it's quiet. It's motherfucker wasn't watching it the same. So boxing damn near had to get rebuilt, reestablished. That shit went away for real. So it had to get built back up. It's getting built back. So motherfuckers is trying to figure it out how to make it work. Like, it ain't like, oh, when it started, you got to think boxing got shut down. When COVID got boxing got shut down. Motherfucker couldn't even use their gyms. Like, so
it did and it didn't. I think COVID revived boxing.
no.
Because we were at home, football season canceled, basketball had been canceled, hockey had been canceled, everything was canceled. There was only one thing
Who
to
was
watch.
fighting? Who was fighting?
Tons of fighters were fighting, bro.
Who
Tons
was
of
fighting
people.
that people
It's where
wanted to see?
it's where I
That was
discovered
it.
karate.
Listen. We
It's where
talking
I saw
about
Keyshawn
we not
Johnson.
talking. We
You know what
take
I'm saying?
us boxing. Take us out the equation. We like boxing. We love boxing. You got to
Man,
take us out the
this kid,
equation. We
like
talking
top three.
about regular civilians who was watching boxing.
Hold on. Fury versus Wilder, right? During COVID, Canelo versus BJ Saunders sold 92,000 tickets during COVID, my dude. 92,000 tickets in Texas Dallas Stadium. 92,000 people came for that event during COVID.
They came to the
I think
event. They was
you're
allowed to go there. I'm talking about the ones, the upcoming fighters that nobody knows. When nobody in the crowd could nobody see, I couldn't go to it.
the
Be like,
crowds
okay,
were
this is the big dog fighting on this card. But ooh, we gonna see. I want to see who these other guys is about.
yeah.
It wasn't none of that going on.
Yeah, you're right. The crowd wasn't there. It was dead backgrounds because you
It
couldn't
wasn't
have.
even just the crowd. You
But
saying at home, but it's motherfuckers that's fighting. Of course, motherfuckers probably gonna hear Canelo and oh yeah, we gonna watch that. But when you say Matias, he fought during COVID, but no nobody. I ain't know who the fuck who knew who he was. Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
be
But
honest. Who
that's
knew
why
who
I
the
helped
fuck
him get
he
honest.
was?
There
Motherfuckers
was
still don't know who he is.
yeah, but there was a couple guys I didn't really know much about. COVID introduced me to them. Like, because I got to watch a lot more UK boxing because I was off work. I was at home center
But I'm saying that's
watching
us though, bro.
worldwide
That's
boxing.
us. Of course, we gonna watch boxing because we love it. We like it. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying it ain't just about us either. You got to bring the whole crowd. Just everybody that watch a football game don't fucking just or go to a football game. Don't just go because they like football. Some motherfuckers go for just to get the excitement from it, or they ain't never been and they want to go to a football game. That's what I'm saying. You got to have them motherfuckers in tune too. If you don't got them type of people in tune, it's not going to be what you want it to be. You got to
yeah,
bring the outsiders to the insiders. You can't.
yeah,
The insiders is always gonna be there. We always gonna be the motherfuckers that's looking at it or checking it out. But you got to bring the outsiders to this sport. You got to bring
yeah,
motherfuckers. Motherfuckers gonna watch Tank and don't even like boxing, but they know he excitement. They want to see him knock somebody out, even though he might not knock a motherfucker out. That's what I'm saying. You got to bring the outsiders. You got to bring the outsiders into the insider.
I'm listening to you, big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't that. One sec, I gotta plug this fucking laptop in. Same thing as you are, but yeah, Okay, maybe you're right, but I felt like COVID helped out boxing because there wasn't nothing much for people to watch. They were stuck at home. Avid fans who didn't have their sport had boxing to turn to if they really wanted to. It was there. It was available when other sports were not available. Uh, because before that, man, think about it. Boxing was great for guys like you and me. Not even really great, but it was good. But we weren't getting the fights we wanted. You know what I'm saying? And you still with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, because he was still as hell. I swear, it looked like
Oh,
a shit. He was like,
I'm reading.
I was like, is he frozen? But yeah, I felt like it helped. But without getting too much into that conversation, and of course, we talked about that Loma fight. Hey, man, if you didn't watch that Rocky Hernandez versus Lugo fight, that was a hell of a fucking fight. Rocky put on a show, got a stoppage later in the rounds, got himself a TKO versus Daniel Lugo. If you are not an Eduardo Rocky Hernandez fan, go check him out, man. Go check his two last fights out. Hell of a fight against Daniel Lugo and a great fight against Oshagi Foster. You got to check that dude out. He is a beast at 130. 130.
Ooh,
That's where he's at.
Shaki Foster.
Rocky Hernandez. Watched him last week versus
Oh, he
Daniel
at
Luke.
132.
Yeah, 130. Yeah,
I thought
he's
you
a
said he was burning weight.
no, he's at 130, like Oshaki Foster. 130. And then
Who you talking about? Say his name one more time.
Eduardo Rocky Hernandez. He
Yeah,
fought
I thought you
Daniel
said he
Luke.
was a little guy, bro.
He is a little guy, 130. He ain't no big dude.
Nah, I thought you was saying I like
Like
132.
126.
I thought you said somebody was a burning weight. I thought you said he was burning when I'm like, I don't really like.
I
You
know,
said
in a way.
somebody was a
In a way, it's bantamweight. I'm
Nah, it
talking
wasn't him. I
like
thought you was saying he was bantamweight.
no,
Like,
no, no.
and I told you, like, I
Just like
probably ain't
you
gonna watch him. He too little.
man, you gotta start watching these little. I'm telling you right fucking now, bro. If you don't
No,
watch that goddamn,
I watch featherweights and
figures,
I watch
if you
featherweights and bynum, but that shit, the bynum weight, that shit flips so much. They don't that
watch
shit
the
flip
Bam
them.
Rodriguez and Francisco Estrada fight, bro. You'll change your whole fucking mind once you watch Bam. Bam's a fucking beast, bro.
130, I fuck with the 130 weight class, bro. I
Bam,
thought you were
Bam's
saying
like
he was little or
150,
something. I
yeah,
thought you were saying he was a flyweight or some shit, bro.
No. You must have mistaken me on that, but he's a 130 dude. He's decent size. He's still
Uh-huh.
small in my opinion. I mean, where'd you go on me? Okay, we might have lost Big Spade there for a second. He'll jump back in here with us. But like I said, man, what a fight by Rocky Hernandez. Got a late round TKO. Came on late in the rounds. Was taken a little bit from Daniel Lugan. Got hurt early in the rounds, but he recovered himself. Had a hell of a fight. Looked really good. If you guys have not watched Rocky Hernandez, go check him out, man. He's a great fighter. Also, we watched Lauren Price defeat Jessica Moscow by unanimous technical decision. Um, Pretty much just dominated that fight. I really don't know what Jessica Moscow was doing, if she was into the fight or not, but she kept going in doing the same thing. She was easy to time, pretty repetitive, easy fight for Lauren Price. Let me see if we get my Big Spade back on here. Yeah, he's back on. Oh, crap. Big Spade, you there, my guy? There's somebody. You there? I got two of you on here. Remove one. I don't know where Big Spade went on us, guys. We did lose him for a second there. Hopefully he jumps back on here with us, man. Like I said, sucks when we lose signal like that. But I don't want to get too much in the news. Hopefully we get my guy back here soon. But like I said, man, if you are not a Rocky Hernandez fan, you got to check him out. Also impressed with Lauren Price and what she was able to do during her fight, man. Really impressed with her, man. She's a heck of a fighter. Really just put it on Jessica Moscow. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with Jessica, but she just didn't seem to be herself. Just kept jumping into the punches. Just easy to time, man. Just a bad fight for Jessica Moscow, but hopefully she rebounds from this. And she can come back and show us the old Moscow that we've seen old, but we can't take anything away from Lauren Price, who had a hell of a fight, guys. Looked absolutely magnificent, and was a great fight to watch. I'm trying to think of that undercard. There was a female fight on that undercard for the ESPN that was just absolutely crazy, guys. Let me see if I got my guy Big Spade here. You with us, my guy? I just got a black screen on there, man. I'm not seeing you. Not hearing you. I don't know if you hear me. Hey, I'm gonna resend you the link, my dude. Hopefully I can do this. Hang in there with us, guys. Let's give me 1 second on this, man. All right, message sent. Damn, copy that like 2 times. Move that one off there, guys. We'll get our guy Spade back, man. We'll get this stuff finished for you guys. Also, man, we gotta. I want to give a shout out to while we're doing this, man. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, W Energy Drinks, guys. A new energy sports drink that is a more natural sports drink for you guys. Doesn't give you the jitters. Great flavors like dragon fruit and berry burst and all these great flavors that they have. But if you go to their site and you order any of their product, type in boxing is life, use that code boxing is life, and you'll get 10% off your entire order, guys. Entire order, 10% off your entire order off energy, W Energy drink, new sports, no jitter free energy drink. Nice and natural. Doesn't have all the bullshit that the other ones have in it. So give it a try, guys. W Energy drink. Use boxing is life as your code, and you'll get 10% off your entire product. Let's see if I can get my guy Big Spade back on here, man. I'm going to send him a message, let him know. Let him know I sent a new link to him, guys. But yeah. I do have a question for y'all, man. We'll go ahead and get into that question, man. If you guys get an opportunity, put your answers down below, man. Now we did hear a little bit of news, and this is kind of where I'm talking, man, where I kind of feel like I feel like boxing needs a big change, guys. Boxing definitely needs to fix some things, and I think one of the biggest things they need to fix is the weight situation in boxing, guys. I feel like it's just really just not. It's something that's been a big issue, in my opinion, that has stopped boxing from moving forward, man. Like we saw with the Ryan Garcia situation. But anyways, man, the weight situation in boxing to me is a real issue. Guys not fighting at the proper weight, to me, is something that needs to be really addressed in boxing. The WB, who is it? The WBA just initiated a mandatory 12-pound rehydration clause for the Tank Davis versus Frank Martin fight. To me, this is an absolute no-brainer. There should be a 12 to 15-pound rehydration clause for every fight in every division. If you're complaining that you can't make the fucking weight, then you shouldn't be fighting at 135. You shouldn't be fighting at 140, 147. If you can't make that fucking weight, then don't fight in that division. It's as simple as that, man. There's no argument about it. But I really think that boxing should implement this at every level. The IBF, I think, has a mandatory rehydration clause, but the WBA, WBC, WBO all need to adopt this same mandatory thing, because what we saw with Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney was an absolute disgrace to the sport of boxing, where you had a guy who said, fuck the weight. I'm not going to make it. I don't give a shit. I'll come in whatever weight I want. So he didn't have to rehydrate. And then when he came into the fight, the guy was walking around at 170, 175. Guys, do we know what weight division that is? That's a light heavyweight, man. 170, 175 is like a light fucking heavyweight. Fighting a guy who just made 140, probably moved up to 150. But I mean, I don't get it, guys. Why it's so hard for us to figure out this hydration calls and why so many people bitch about it and moan and try to call fighters out. Like Tank's been called out for the longest time about the rehydration, and he puts it, and that makes him a pussy because he makes guys rehydrate. No, he's fucking smart because he knows what he's doing, and he knows that he's not going to come into a guy weighing 3 times as much as he does, because they want to rehydrate and bloom back up to a certain weight. I'm not getting my guy Big Spade here, man. I'm not getting anything from you, my guy. Man, this sucks, man. Was really hoping to end the show with my dude. Still not getting him. I did send him a new link. Man, that really sucks, guys. I felt like we had a good show going. Really wanted to end it with the Davis versus Frank rehydration clause that was put in mandatory by the WBA, but we're going to announce that now, man. That's pretty much the only news that I have for you guys here is that, you know, and Martin's pretty much telling or Davis is telling people like, look, I didn't have anything to do with this rehydration clause. This is WBA's doing, but I think it's a great thing. And boxing needs to implement this in all levels, man. It's just like we talked about with the rankings. How can the WBA, WBC, WBO, and IBF all have different fucking rankings in the Ring magazine? All had different rankings, different guys at 1 and 2, different guys at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and bullshit like that. And nobody ever fucking lines up unless a guy is a champion. Nobody ever fucking lines up with these rankings. They're all left fucking goddamn field bullshit that like a Hergovich is a mandatory for the IBF. How the fuck is Fury or Usyk not the mandatory, guys? Excuse my language, but sometimes the dumb shit like this in boxing is what really gets under my fucking skin and needs to be addressed, and why we need to have one fucking committee overlooking everything. I've said it and I will repeat myself, guys. The WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO need to fucking go. We need to have the lineal championship as the only Ring magazine as the number one ranking. That's who ranks everybody. The lineal is the only champion in every fucking division. We don't need 30 fucking champions. We don't need to unify the fucking division. As exciting as it is, we don't need it. We need one champion in every division, and we need a simple fucking ranking process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way across the fucking board. Ah, the WNB, the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and every other fucking professional sport out there does not have 4, 5 different ranking systems. They have one, and it's a simplified version. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man. Boxing has to make everything fucking difficult. They have to make everything harder than what it should be, and it shouldn't be like that. But guys, I don't want to continue much more, man. We lost our guy Big Spade, man, and that sucks. So I'm gonna end this show with the way my guy Big Spade would end it, man. I usually send it over to Big Spade to take us out, and he tells you guys to like, share, follow, comment, all that good stuff, man. Hit that like button, man. Give us some love. Comment, interact with us, man. We're gonna interact with you guys back. Like I said, I had a question for you guys. Should a mandatory rehydration clause be put in every single contract in every fucking division, man? It's a simple question. Answer it down below. Let me know your thoughts on that, man. But like we said, this week we have a unified heavyweight division fight that's been 25 years in the waiting, guys. So you can't get any more excited than what we are right now on Bourbon and Boxing. And we will be live, guys. We will be live on 6 p.m. on Saturday night for the main event. We're gonna be there. We're gonna Me and Big Spade, we're going to present that fight for you. We may not be able to show it to you, but we're going to analyze it, give you our thoughts on it, man, and be there with you guys while we watch this fight. So definitely join us 6 p.m. on ESPN or 6 p.m. on YouTube, guys. Check us out, man. Like I said, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, iHeart. You can get us on Substack. You can get us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Bourbon and Boxing is everywhere, bro. Everywhere. We're everywhere. So join us. Hit that follow, hit that share, hit that like, hit that whatever it takes, baby, because we want you on here. We are 7 subscribers away from 100 subscribers. So, hey, man, be that 100 subscriber. And we'll show you some love on the show, guys. But like I said, man, thank you for joining us once again on Bourbon and Boxing, episode 63, the Clash of the Titans, baby. Usyk versus Fury, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Let's get ready to rumble. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, baby. Thank you for joining us. This is Big Chef, baby. And for my boy, Big Spade. What's he say? This is Big Spade. Something Kool-Aid. I don't know. I fucked it all up. I fucked it. Is that my boy back with us? I'm gonna let him take us out. Is he back with us?
What's up, bro? I'm under the cover, bro.
Just about to end the show, and I fucked up and butchered your whole last name, man. Not your last name, but your whole name. I said Big Spade, something no Kool-Aid. I fucked it up, but take us out, my guy.
Man, I'm sorry. I just missed all the other shit. I was trying to get. I don't know what the fuck. I think I had a refresh. It was not letting me in, bro. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
I saw you trying, man. It kept popping up, but I just kept getting a black screen, no sound. Yeah.
But you already know, man. It's Big Spade, nothing sweet, no Kool-Aid. Like, subscribe, comment, man. Bourbon and Boxing, big things on the way. We still shooting for the stars. We ain't crashing no cars, man. You might see us on Jupiter, but you might never see us on Mars, man. You know how it's going.
Man, it don't get no better than that. How the fuck you end the show? That's how you end the show, baby. Like I said, Bourbon and Boxing, man.
Tomorrow live too, man. We live with it.
I told them already, 6 p.m. Don't be late. Join us, man. I'm gonna send reminders all fucking day. I got a promo video. Go check it out. Be there with us live, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a hell of an event. 25 years in the making, guys. Like we said. Thank you for joining us, episode 63. Once again, we'll catch you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m., man. Thank you for joining us.
For sure.